much do I need in order to live in Ghana? We're gonna get into that today. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Miss Dark and Lovely, and I am back today with another very important vlog about living in Ghana. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Come on in. Please like, subscribe. And so today I wanted to talk about another very important part of living in Ghana, and that is your spending. We currently are a family of technically 4. It's me and my 3 kids, but I do have other family members that live with us as well. And we spend about $500 a month. And I want to go into detail for each expense that we have so you understand exactly how that $500 comes about. First and foremost, let me just let you know that our rent is not included because that is paid for in advance. When I talk about $500, this is not really including our outgoing spending money, because that's really difficult to figure out. It changes every month depending on the activities we're doing, what we're trying to get into, so that's not included. So now let's talk about what it is that consists of that $500. We have several bills that we do pay every month. First one I wanted to get into is electricity. We spend roughly $400 to $450 in electricity. I was definitely buying 100 cedis of electricity every week, and I was doing it per week because I wanted to see how much we were really consuming. Now, we don't have AC or anything in this home, or even the home that we were living in before. We just use fans. The fans are on all the time though, because it is pretty hot in Ghana. But 100 cedis a week is roughly what I was buying. Recently though, they did increase the electricity price a little bit, so that's why I was saying 400 to 450. That's what I'm estimating now. The next bill would have to be water. We spend roughly, I would probably say 110 cedis to 130 cedis. My biggest bill has not been any more than 130 cedis on the water per month. We hand wash all our clothes. This house, we get our water source from the water company of Ghana. So they send us a bill every month. Now the other house, we had the borehole set up, so we didn't have to pay for water. We just, had the poly tank set up, and we just go ahead and, have the machine draw the water in. It has a filter already set up in it, and it just kind of filters everything. So we weren't paying for water at the other house. But next is having phone and internet service. Those pretty much go hand in hand. In Ghana, you literally pay for every amount of internet you use. It's not like in the States where you pay, $50 or whatever you pay for your monthly phone service, and it has unlimited internet or whatever the case may be. Or you have actual internet set up in your home. You have so many different companies to pick from, the most popular ones, MTN, Vodafone, Tigo. When we first came, I was spending a lot of money because I really didn't understand how everything worked. I remember back then, I used to buy 3 CDs, and that was supposed to give me 400 and something megabytes, and it would just be gone just like that. Just my phone running some apps in the background, it would just be done, and especially with the vlogging and trying to upload and download, it was taking all my money. But now I've become more acquainted with the different networks and the different services, and so now I'd say I'm probably spending a solid 400 cedis, and that's enough internet for me to use throughout the day. It's enough for me to share with the kids, because I do allow the kids internet service just so they can be on YouTube watching their stuff, and when they don't feel like being outside playing, I try to give them a little bit of internet access here and there. So internet is definitely very expensive here, and if you don't really figure out the best companies and networks, it's going to cost you a lot. I do take a lot of effort to upload this video, so just make sure you are supporting and watching and all of that. We do have trash pickup every month. It's been $50. Oh my goodness, it's been 50 cedis every month since I moved to this new house. That they haven't increased their price yet, so thank God for that. I used to pay 40 cedis for the old house, so I guess it's not that big of a difference. And then the next bill that I have that's more recent is putting gas in the car. Gas in Ghana is expensive in terms of cedis. I don't know why. I don't know the politics behind, you know, selling gas in African countries or other countries outside of the US, but gas prices here is basically like gas prices over there. But we have gas for the car, and then we use gas stoves in the house, so we have to fill that up also. We normally do that every couple of months. So last time we filled it up, it was close to 300 cities, and that's the, I believe, the tallest one they have. And we cook once a week to store up till the next week. Most homes in Ghana don't have the electrical stoves because power goes out so often. It's just not going to be ideal. Okay, so most people that don't use the coal pots, which is like the traditional where you put the charcoal on there, light it up and all of that, most people use gas stoves, and that's what we do. And then the next expense that we have is childcare. Now I put childcare and basically like my kids' daily school lunch and snacks and stuff all together. I spend roughly 1,600 cities on that. That's between having a nanny part-time, paying for snacks and stuff for the 3 kids, and lunch money for the 3 kids. School in Ghana, most of them you pay per term, and each term is 3 months. So whenever they're about to start school for the next term, that's when I pay their school fees. And last but not least, food, groceries. I would estimate that between the cooking and the groceries and, you know, all the miscellaneous other items, we spend roughly 1,500 cedis on groceries every month, and that is including our weekly cooking, other groceries that we need, you know, fruits, vegetables, whatever it is that we eat, our you know, toiletries, water, all of that. We spend roughly 1,500 cedis every month. Again, I can't really predict how much we spend when we do go out, but if you're in Ghana and you want to eat or continue to eat your international foods, be ready to spend, because it is pretty costly in terms of cedis. But in a nutshell, that is our spending every month. The only time we've spent more than like 600 tops was when we had the birthday party for my son. We did end up spending about $1,100 that month, because the party itself did cost me a whole $500. So other than that, we don't really spend more than 600 tops, unless I have some expenses on the car or something like that, you know, something out of nowhere needs to be fixed or something. But other than that, our cost is pretty consistent, even with the price increases, because what I do anytime there's a price increase in anything, I try to, you know, buy different brands or just change it up to keep my costs low. So yeah, you know, I would love to buy Listerine mouthwash, but sometimes I just gotta settle for Pepsodent. And if you don't know Pepsodent, that's like the popular brand in Ghana. So sometimes you gotta try different brands to keep your costs low. Oh, how could I forget? The only other thing that probably changes a lot is the food. Food prices go up every single day, and there's really nothing you can do. And the worst part about cost increase in Ghana is that it never really comes back down. The only thing that I've seen come down a little bit is probably the gas for the car. That's about it. Everything else pretty much goes up and stays up. I remember when we first came, we used to buy the container of milk, dry milk. We used to pay, I think, what, 15 to 17 cedis for it. Now that thing costs close to 40 cedis. And this is just in a year span. But in Ghana, that's just how it is. You know, so sometimes you're forced to try different brands, or you just stop buying the item altogether. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really feel like coming out here and just spending out of control. It's just not necessary, because there's so many ways to get to what you want to do and live comfortably, be happy, get everything that you want to get done without, you know, overspending. Now, if you want to ball out of control, by all means, that's your prerogative. You can do that, because you deserve to do that. All right, so that's always an option too. But as a side note, just keep in mind that when you're thinking about cost of living in Ghana, don't forget to factor in that daily price increase. This is not an exaggeration. Currently, $1 is about 15 cedis in Ghana. So I estimated the figures on the items and I rounded them up. But like I said, with the way things are changing daily, this rate could be different by the time you actually watch this video. So while you may seem to think that, oh, you'll get more for your money in Ghana, unfortunately that may not be the case, because they also raise prices in Ghana. So in the end, you're basically spending the same thing. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. You can also reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook. As always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.